From BTK Masiadorap.
Citizenship?
Yeah, for the US, because we were in the US cage.
No. Fuck no. You think Diamond
Why?
D's letting your bitch ass into the country? This is the first DW2PL interview. I'm trying to make a series out of it. Basically, what's going to be going on here is me and Logan are just going to have a super casual sparring match, although he's probably going to take it way too seriously because he knows that it's going to be uploaded to the Pro League channel. And I'm just going to ask him some questions about his career, about the game, about the Pro League, and you guys are just going to get to know Nea Logan a little bit better as fans of the league, and hopefully you'll hear a bit about what he's got coming up next in his career and where he wants to go for his next fight. I guess first off, how are you doing today, Logan? Before we get into things.
Pretty good. Just a lot. Very sleepy, that's for sure, because I woke up very early, first time in months. But hey, it happens.
The first time in months he's woken up before noon. Hey, mind you, this is what I have to compete with in the Pro League. Is dudes who haven't had anything to wake up before noon for in months. In EU, you're coming off of one win against Glocum. You're ranked number 4, but in Global, you're ranked number 2 in the world, and you are 3-0. So my first question is, what do you think the reason for that is? Is it just because those are the fights we're giving you? Is it because you've wanted to focus on Global? You are a Pro League admin, of course, so you've had a lot of say in where your matchups have gone lately. Why do you think you've been doing so well in Global lately and you just haven't performed like that in EU?
To be fair, until the recent EU tournament happened, I wasn't good. I'll be honest, I was dog shit. Fetish tried to train me, but he was just not the teacher that I needed. Like, I couldn't really get much. My playstyle was wrong, that's for sure. I tried to be fully aggressive instead of being passive, as you see me right now. And to be honest, I had a rough start because first I wasn't expecting Balo to come with that that passiveness that he came with to start running in our fight, so I was not prepared for that at all. I knew how
Talking
to run,
about
but I
the
didn't know how to
Bologna's
chase.
loss you had in EU.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I knew how to run, but I didn't know how to chase. And that's what I've been focusing on lately, trying to chase and to learn how to chase, apply pressure more well. But it's definitely something hard to do, especially when you have P around.
That's a criticism that I've had analyzing your skill set, is that you understand how a counter-striker like a Schnookums approaches the game and you want to emulate that. Back anytime somebody has been able to get to you as you try to keep them away, you kind of just don't know what to do. It's like if plan A doesn't work, which is just not let them touch me at all, you would just kind of crumble, and I think that's why you have such a shitty EU record, respectfully. It just seems like you finally figured out what to do when you're talking about being able to chase somebody down.
I mean, I know the general things, like I can deal with regular people that don't run that much, like Jab when he's not spinning. I can deal with that. Kaimora, I'm on par with him, or at least I was whenever he was playing actively. But when it comes to Pew and Wii, like those two players are more so my kryptonite.
How so?
Because they know how to do it well.
How to get
like,
to
they know
you
how
when
to
you're
run
trying to counter-strike.
Yeah, and how to run well, how to basically make my playstyle ineffective. Just whenever to strike, how to engage.
You know, before we start talking about Wii and Pew and other potential matchups you'll have in the near future, the next thing I need to address is in the Nixagorn fight. Why? Why'd you do that? Because
honestly,
hey, listen, in case anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, Logan threw about 10 strikes against Nixagorn when he fought him, and that's one of his global wins. And it was such an abysmal fight that pretty much the entire community, including all of his teammates, was like genuinely upset with him for it. I suggest you guys don't try to find that fight on YouTube for yourselves. It's actually going to piss you off if you try to watch it. So Why? Why did you do that? Because you seemed very antagonistic about it.
So, thing is, that was when I first discovered running, at least how to do it in a more manageable fashion, how to do it properly, and I wanted to take it to the most extreme to see how well it performs against lower end players.
Whoa, what are you trying to say about Nixagorn?
Look, I'll be honest. Nixagor is it's a good human being, but he's not a good player.
Damn. All right.
I mean, the guy is not even ranked in global, and he's not even ranked in SA. And we have purple people ranked in SA. So,
Okay, Logan, tell us how you really feel, buddy. Good lord. When we're talking about before your recent global win streak and before you started figuring out how to put it all together, as you were saying earlier, one of my first criticisms that I talked about earlier was how you didn't seem to know how to handle somebody who was able to get through your defense. And the other main criticism I had of you was that you really just, until very recently, which definitely proved against your fight against me, which we'll also get into in a bit, but you've finally gotten to a point where you perform as well in competition as you do in sparring, because up until a few fights ago for you, my main criticism was that you just never show up when it mattered. It seemed like you could beat anyone in sparring, and you've been that way for, I don't know, like maybe 6 months now. I say you've been on a level where you can be competitive against anybody in sparring, including myself. You've been beating me up in sparring for quite a few months now, and it just didn't seem like you were able to transmit that type of performance into the cage, and you just kind of play like a bot a lot of the time, again, until recently. You would play like a bot even though you're a savage in sparring. What do you think that, is it a mental block? Is it like, are you not sleeping enough during the weekend? Like, what do you think that can be attributed to?
honestly, anxiety. Like, whenever an event was mentioned when I was supposed to compete, I'm not even joking, my heart started pounding. Like, the event could be 1 month away. If I was in it, I would get anxiety. I would start being nervous.
How did you get over that?
Well, firstly, to be honest, it was more so just breathing heavily. Like, that's my solution.
Like
Breathing,
breathing exercises,
breathing exercise. Yeah, exactly. Breathing
like
exercises.
intentional breathing, really?
Yeah.
You know what? Before my fight with Amasiador I had a couple matches ago, I actually like closed my eyes and tried to do like meditative breathing on my bed to try to kind of zen myself out, and I actually felt very present. Like, it didn't feel like my head was clouded by the aura of the competition, and like I wasn't like, oh, this fight really matters. I felt very calm. Like the meditative breathing seemed to actually work. Like, like I'm a goddamn monk out here. You're saying you've been doing the same thing, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Basically.
Interesting.
And been chewing a lot of gum. Like,
That helps.
how a smoke addict is with cigarettes, that's me with gum.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you discover your gum addiction? Did you get offered a stick of Trident in some dark alley? Did some shady character come up to you with a trench coat and say, "Hey kid, want some 5? Want some big league chew, buddy?"
Basically, like, I read on the internet chewing gum can like lower your stress levels whenever having something important to do, and I just bought like a pack, and right now I have 5 empty 30 gum packs on my desk, all from the last 2 weeks.
Damn, you're a gum fiend, bro. Jesus.
And it's all the same flavor.
Probably one of your best performances yet against me. Would you agree? It feels like that's probably some of the best you've ever fought in the Pro League cage was when you dominated me a week or 2 ago.
I mean, I'd say so. I mean, it was one of the best performances I had in PL and against you. Both of those at the same time. I don't really know why.
Did you like game plan for me? Were you training for me specifically? You weren't watching like footage of spars or like previous fights of mine or anything? Nothing like that?
No. I just decided, alright, fuck it. I'm a fight lady. Yeah, I'm a fight lady. I sparred him before. I can do this.
Okay. I was hoping you were gonna say you bought Dante out of retirement to do a fucking tactical training camp, but I mean, how do you feel about that performance? What do you think it says about you, and your position in global and maybe transversely the pro league as a whole? Putting up a performance like that in the top 5 of global, I mean, where do you think that's taking you next? Like I said earlier, you're ranked 2 in global. Obviously in EU, you kind of have a long way to go, and because all of your focus since you've gotten like over your issues with performance anxiety have pretty much all been in global, other than that Glocum fight. So like, obviously we have yet to see what you can do in EU, but I think it's clear that your focus is on global right now. That's where you're closest to the top. That's where you're possibly closest to a title shot. So I guess
Yeah.
the first kind of part of the question is, do you plan on continuing to fight in global and chasing a global title shot? And then secondarily, even if you want to fight in EU next, where do you think you're going in global coming up here soon?
Well, I will say that my focus is on global right now since I am top 2, and above me are Jab and Pew, 2 of the best players in the whole game, I'd say. Uh, Both of them are on opposite ends of the fucking stick, so I kind of have to train for each one individually.
This is
But
we and Pew we're talking about, or
no,
Jab and Pew.
Jab and Pew, yeah, Jab and Pew.
Do you think that there's a gap between you and Jab and you and Pew right now? Who do you think would be an
N-
easier fight for you, and do you think you're ready for either of them yet?
no, not ready for
Really?
either of them.
How are you
I'll
gonna
be
get
honest,
yourself ready?
my win rate with Jab is around 30%. Like that's what I think my chances of winning are right now. But they are not something I would want to go in a fight with. Like I would want to raise that chance of winning as much as possible. But again, train for 2 guys at the same time that are completely opposite of each other is hard.
Right. Which one do you think you're gonna be fighting next in global? I mean, as a pro
Honestly,
league admin,
Jab.
your voice actually is directly a part of discussing what your next matchup is. Um,
Honestly, I think Jab. I'm
you
gonna
think
fight
so?
latest.
Is that
Yeah.
just to be humble?
No, I mean to be fair, yeah, I came off like I have a win streak, but my win streak is useless if I cannot prove that I can get above the top 1 guy. In my vision,
Mm,
if you cannot be like the second guy, you cannot fight the first guy.
mm. How did you
I
feel
mean, it
about
was a
that
stand.
short notice Amaciador performance? I mean, that was very dominant. That was very very
I
dominant.
I personally wouldn't consider it a fight because I had to step in because Amaciador's opponent was nowhere to be found, and Amaciador himself said if he knew he was fighting me, he would have prepared more. So I wouldn't really consider that a fair match, at least
Mm,
not a well prepared one. That's why I
okay,
didn't correct you either.
okay. So you think your fight against me was much more relevant to your current skill level than your fight with Amaciador?
Yes,
Okay, okay.
to be
Interesting.
fo- to be fair, you are kind of like the hardest opponent I've had in global.
Because your other opponents were Amaciador and then who? Who was your first?
Uh, Nick Sagorn.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, okay. Sorry, that's not funny. Um, Let me ask about Veilborn, man. Veilborn is all over the rankings right now. Obviously, you guys have a lot of the best European contenders and a lot of the best American contenders. Um, you are pretty much the acting leader, even though Pew might technically be the founder. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Pew would technically be the founder above you, but it seems like you do most of the actual operation and administration of the team, right?
So no, that's an aesthetic thing. When we first made Veilborn, me and Pew decided to be both owners, but then I told him, yo, you can be owner, I can be co-owner. It looks better and it sounds better.
Mm, okay.
Practically, we are on the same level as leadership, but aesthetically, yeah, he's above me.
Okay.
I do most stuff in Veilborn, sure,
That's what I
but
thought.
Pew is there to slap some sense into me whenever it goes south.
Yeah, like when you invite fucking Yoshi to your team?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay. Right.
Hey,
um,
mistakes have to be done along the way.
So considering now until very recently, all the guys that are your immediate competition, sort of at the heights of the pro league that you're at right now, were all your teammates, and the champion right now still is your teammate in Pew. You get matched up against Pew next in Global. Are you gonna be training with Pew? Are you gonna temporarily leave Veilborn? I mean, what? Like, how do you approach that? How do you guys handle
Well,
inter-team matchups within your walls?
here's the thing. Inter-team matchups, we, as a third party, at least I and most of the guys don't like to get involved. If we train a guy, we are gonna train the other guy too. We like it to keep it fair, no bias. So we either train both of them or none of them. But to be honest, since it's Pew, I might just be helping Champ help me from the outside with him. Or we. I will still be sparring him. Like, that's not really a reason to stop sparring an opponent. I'd say that sparring an opponent before your fight is something you should do when you know
Really?
the gap
Why?
is bigger. Well, when you know the gap is bigger, like in the case of me versus Pew, you should spar him as much as possible before the event, so you can know you can get a grasp of his playstyle, his skills, and all of that. So you have kind of a game plan going in, but not like right before the event, like a day or 2 days. No,
Okay.
maybe 5 days, something like that.
All right. So no plans on changing up how the training happens at all. Should you get a matchup with Pew, it's gonna be business as usual in that
Yeah,
scenario.
maybe more activity. That's all.
Do you guys do any demo reviews, any like specific one-on-one coaching, or is your training just quiet sparring matches?
Uh, Mostly quiet sparring matches, but if someone like still chill comes in and you like be like, yo, I want to train, can you train me? I will help him. Most of the guys will help him also because with still chill, whenever he first time he joined Veilborn, I trained him and I also made videos of his mistakes and told him, yo, this is what you should fix, this is what you should do. That's how he learned so quick, but unfortunately he doesn't really have time to play that much,
Mm-hmm.
so his potential cannot be taken to the max.
I think a lot more players should be doing that because it seems like BBK for the most part is the only team that trains beyond just normal sparring. Like it's good that you guys do that with Still Chill, and I think that should be heavily encouraged. I think it should be done more often. I think any team should be taking their lowest level guys and really having directed training with them and trying to directly address the problems that they have with their game in an attempt to kind of help them improve faster than the rate at which they're able to recognize their own mistakes. It sometimes is better for someone else to recognize their mistakes for them and then tell them how to solve it. You can't do that too much or else all that information goes in one ear and out the other. I've made that mistake before
Mm.
with some of my students, but generally you're much better off as a low-level player directly being told what you're doing wrong by the guy that's exploiting your mistakes and then having that exploitation explained to you in simple terms that you can understand.
Yeah,
So I think that's
I
great, and
mean,
I think it should be done a lot more often.
we so the thing is, what I take into account as training is someone coming to me and being like, "Yo, I want to train," and doing it for over a course of like a few days or something like that. Because technically, we just take like tips and all of that. I've helped Gleam, I've helped Bank, I've helped Jab a bit at one point, but he went back to spinning, so we don't really talk about that. Um, I help a lot of guys, and currently I'm training a new EU player that just came around to the game,
Oh yeah?
but he shows some potential. Yeah,
Who?
I don't think I want to say that. I think I'm gonna keep it a secret, keep it a surprise.
Interesting. Okay. Well, as long as you get him in the
But
pro league soon, I guess we'll figure it out in time.
well, he told me he's eager to fight in PL, so that's gonna be soon enough.
All right. Awesome. Couple more questions here. Where do you see Veilborn going in the near future? Are you guys going to keep on holding on to all of the championships? Are you guys going to be snagging the NA championship in the next tournament, perhaps? How long are you going to have the EU and global titles? Do you think there's anybody that's going to be quicker to pick up any of those titles from Pew other than somebody that's within your own team? I mean, do you guys see yourself staying on the top, and where do you see those belts going if they're leaving your hands at all? What do you think?
So if Pew would be to retire or someone would come up to get the NA belt, most chances would be towards Pank, Typhoon, and Gleam for the NA belt, and for Pew retiring would probably be me, or Jab. I'm putting me at the bottom because, like, right, judging by my skill right now, because right now I cannot be neither we, neither Jab. But judging by the leaderboard, it's either we, Jab, or me.
So in Europe and global, you think the only person inside of Veilborn other than yourself that could be up for that title would be Jab, and you would pick Jab over yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we came back like
What
a
about
week
Fetish?
ago, but most of his rust is already off.
Yeah. What about Fetish? Do you think Fetish is a threat there, or do we have yet to see?
So Fetish, he's an interesting fellow. I sparred him twice. Thing is, I cannot accurately say if he's a threat or not because he already knew my style. Like, he trained me, so he already knew most of my mistakes and most of the stuff I do.
Okay.
But in our first part, he was struggling for the first 10 minutes, then started to catch up. He's extremely good at adapting. In our second part, though, he beat me to a pulp.
And then in terms of NA, obviously that belt is vacant now. It was previously in the hands of Kimura, who represented DWO. The NA belt has never been in the hands of Veilborn. Because, yeah, NM was never Veilborn. He was Weavers, and then he left the game, right?
Yeah, well, now he is.
Oh, okay, he's Veilborn now. Yes, that is right. But you guys have never had the NA title before. It's
No.
okay.
No.
So, and then you said you think the next champ is going to be, what was it, Typhoon, Gleam, or NM? Was that what you said? And those are all, of course,
Pank,
Veilborn guys?
Gleam, or Typhoon.
You
Like
think
that,
one of
from
those
the
three is going
current
to be the
active
next
pool.
champion?
Yeah. If
Really?
NM comes back, it's gonna be Pank, Gleam, Typhoon, and NM. To be honest, I don't know which one is better, because I don't really spar NA that much. I should do it more, yes, but the ping is just kind of annoying, especially when I fought SA. That kind of gave me PTSD.
You don't think number one contender Larry is in that discussion at all, who just beat Gleam like 2 fights ago? You don't think he's in that discussion above Gleam, at least?
I'm mentioning my guys. Yeah, you are in that discussion. Those are the 5 most. Oh, actually, Bucket 2. Now that to be fair, that reminds me of Bucket 2.
Okay, okay. The question isn't like, oh, what, just rank all the guys in the NA division right now. The question is,
Well,
because there's no way you say, oh, any of these 5 guys I just listed are equally as likely to be the next NA champ. Who do you think the next NA champion is going to be, regardless of if it's a Veilborn player or not? Like if you had to pick 2, one of these 2 is going to be champion. Who are you picking?
My top 2 pick would have to be NM and Pank.
Okay, interesting. Why? I can understand NM because what he's done in the past, but why do you think Pank is above the rest of the pack right now, even Typhoon?
Well, Pank is kind of the best player we have in NA, I'd say. He's good at playing, but the thing is, he's tried to get like the running style to work when it shouldn't have been used in his past fights, and that's why he mainly lost. As you saw, he won 3 times in one fight night and got ranked in 2 separate regions. He's back in the game.
Okay. I accidentally let that fight end, but I have one more question before the interview ends. It's about your future. So obviously we said you're going to be sticking with Global because that's where you're the closest to the title shot. You said you think you're going to end up fighting Jab next, but Pew himself is the champion. So let's focus on Pew. You've said Jab and Pew are both above you right now. You said you don't think you can beat either of them. So even though you think you're going to fight Jab next, let's talk about Pew because he is the one with the belt. How do you think you're going to bridge that gap? I don't need you to give me all of the details to where you're like exposing your own secret strategies and game plans, but generally, do you think you can, do you genuinely think over the span of the next month or two, you can close that gap. How are you going to do it?
It's gonna be mainly learning how to do fakes properly and learning how to chase better.
Trying to bait Pew rather than become the baited, as he usually does to
Yeah,
people. Okay. Is that all you want to say for now?
I mean, yeah, that's really all in my game plan that for Pew.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to tell the Pro League community before I end this interview?
Well, first, make sure to join the Pro League Discord server and participate in events. Like, they're fun. Besides competitive, you can, by fighting in events, you can learn how to fight against certain styles because you fight people that you wouldn't normally spar. And just enjoy your day. Have a great day.
What a beautiful message. Thank you all for watching episode 1. I don't know what we're going to call these, but I plan on interviewing a lot more Pro League guys in the near future. Hope you all enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys whenever I find someone else to interview.